when things like this are happening, it seems everyone starts to look up, like my crew and I have been here in Mendham recording this video that you're looking at right now. We have no idea what it is, if it's a natural phenomenon, because it could be, but this is why so many municipalities are now asking people to reach out and send their videos to them or to experts who might be able to sort out what they're seeing in the skies. But I guarantee there are so many people looking up and making those recordings because this mystery is one that needs to be solved. For now, we're live here in Mendham Borough. Tony Yates, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Lee's saying he's wondering whether or not that might be the moon, Tony, but you pointed out it's exactly the question people are asking. What is it?
No. Yeah. Yeah, no, we're looking at the moon right now, and that's nowhere near the moon.
When I first started talking about this mysterious drone situation weeks ago, what did I say right from the beginning? I said that if this problem wasn't nipped in the bud, if we don't send a message that we're not going to allow this, then whoever is behind this is going to be emboldened. And before you know it, we're going to have these mysterious drones flying over every freaking city in America. And here we are today. And now these mysterious drones are being reported over portions of California, more specifically Temecula, California, ladies and gentlemen. It started with New Jersey. I don't even want to say it started with New Jersey, because we know that drones were flying over military bases in Virginia and in other places around America and even England. But the story really kicked off once, residents of New Jersey started, pointing out these crazy huge drones flying low altitude over their homes. That's when the story really kicked off. And ever since then, slowly but surely, these things started spreading out. They went to New York, they went to, different portions of New York, different portions of New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Now they're all the way across the country. Apparently, this is not just an East Coast problem anymore. They're all the way in California. And this is not just eyewitness reports on the ground. The military has acknowledged it. The military bases in California have acknowledged that these drones are flying over their military bases. So we already got acknowledgement from the military. So there's no way that, the White House or anyone else can come out and deny this and claim that it's all fake. No, folks, this is really happening according to our own military. For example, Camp Pendleton in California, they came out and acknowledged, yeah, there's drones flying over our military base. No, they're not us. And as far as we know right now, they're not disrupting anything. So that's the mentality that we're getting. Hey, yeah, there's mysterious, crazy, large drones flying over our military base. But hey, they're not really bothering us. Nothing we can really do about it. It's flabbergasting. It is flabbergasting. I don't think America has ever looked weaker than we look right now. This is the weakest our country has ever looked since the history of our country beginning. We have never been in a position like this. Some would think, oh, the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan, that was the most embarrassing thing. Listen, that was embarrassing. Okay? That was just messed up all around. And yes, the rest of the world was watching. And you know what? That botched withdrawal from Afghanistan may be one of the reasons why our enemies feel so emboldened that they can fly drones all over America now. Because they know that we're weak. But if you ask me, this is an even bigger sign of weakness, because at the very least, when we were withdrawing from Afghanistan, that's across the world, right? Here, you would hope that we at least have control over our skies, You would hope that we have proper defense systems set up that would be able to, recognize these threats and stuff like that. But from what I'm hearing, a lot of these drones are not picked up on radar. They have no heat signatures. Some really wild stuff. But before I go any further, I want to go ahead and roll this local news clip from California. Because, here we are now, ladies and gentlemen. We wake up hoping, okay, They're going to have some answers today. They're going to solve the problem today. But instead, we wake up and it's like, more drones, more drones, more drones. And now drones over military bases in California. Let's go ahead and roll the clip, and then I'll be right back with more.
First on the East Coast, now mysterious objects are being spotted on the West Coast. Temecula, to be specific, leaving residents buzzing.
Christy Fajardo joining us live with the update there. Christy.
Yeah, Christine and Susan, is very much a mystery. The Biden administration has said that multiple agencies, including the FBI, are investigating the sightings, but says it's possible that much of what people are seeing are actually manned aircraft. But people who live here in Temecula say they're used to seeing helicopters and planes from nearby Camp Pendleton, and they say what they saw was quiet, and one had the video to prove it.
I think the public has a right to know what is flying above the skies and what the purpose is.
This is what Brian Dirk saw over his Temecula backyard yesterday evening, but he's not the only one who saw it. There are multiple social media videos just like his from South Riverside County. And listen closely. Witnesses say whatever it was didn't make a sound.
We saw two that came directly overhead our backyard in South Temecula here, and then we've seen a bunch across the horizon.
I looked up because it was coming now right over top of me, and it was quiet. It didn't make any noise.
Melinda Peters saw them last night too in Temecula, which is a mountain range away from Camp Pendleton. The Marine base sent a written statement that reads in part, "We are aware of the drones that are flying over Temecula. They are not associated and do not impact Camp Pendleton's training and operations." But the base command did not elaborate on who might be flying them.
I don't think that it's regular off-the-shelf drones that are being flown around, at least here. Based on what we saw, it was a pretty good size, almost the size of like maybe a smaller vehicle, a car.
It's similar to videos taken in the skies above New Jersey last month.
Yeah, that's no plane.
Prompting security concerns and this response from the Biden administration.
These are not U.S. military drones. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
But in Temecula, people we spoke with say they are certain they saw drones and just want to know if a business or a government agency or who else might be behind them.
You would think that they'd let people know, so that, because like I said, it's become this big thing.
So you heard Camp Pendleton says those drones were not theirs. We also reached out to the Forest Service because the Cleveland National Forest is nearby. They say it wasn't them either. SoCal Edison does confirm they did fly drones yesterday, but they say that was near Menifee and Murrieta and not after dark, so you can rule them out as well. The one agency, though, we have not heard back from is the FAA. We'll keep you posted.
Look, folks, at this point, there's no denying that this is not only a very real issue, but it's a very big issue. And it's obvious that something is coming. Something big. What that something is, we don't necessarily know yet. Are our enemies preparing to attack us on American soil? And they're spotting out certain bases, trying to figure out where the locations would be, where the best locations would be for a strike? Is someone preparing to attack us? Or are we, is America preparing to attack someone else? And, these drones are up in the sky kind of getting ready for whatever consequences or repercussions would come from that attack. I mean, at the very least, we know that something is coming down the pipeline. This isn't happening for no reason. So if it's our enemies, then obviously they're preparing for war against us. But if it's us, obviously we're preparing for something big. Either we're preparing for our enemies to attack us, or we're preparing for a false flag. Something along those lines. Listen, I have a lot of theories swirling around in my head. And I'll try to lay out some videos where I go over some of those theories. But I'll let you know right now, none of these theories are good. Like, it never has a happy ending. And that's what people need to understand. There is no happy ending to this story. If we ever figure out what's happening here, it's not going to be something good. It's not going to be something that benefits me. It's not going to be something that benefits you. It's going to be something that is detrimental to us all. And we all should know that, and we should all be prepared for that. But, I mean, the more and more, and I've already laid this out, and you're seeing it play out in real time, the more and more this drags out, before you know it, we're going to be talking about the drones over our house. We're not going to be talking about the drones over New Jersey. You're not going to be talking about the drones over California. You're going to be talking about the drones that are floating over your house. And I'm going to be talking about the drones that are floating over my house. If we don't get this nipped in the bud soon. And listen, I don't want to wake up and have mysterious drones flying over my house. I don't. And I don't think most of you all do. And I don't think the people of New Jersey or California want that either. But another thing that I'm scared of, and I've already laid this out as well, is that this is going to start being normalized. And maybe that's what all this is about. But I think I'll save that talking point and that theory for another video. For now, I want to hear from you all. What do you think about the invasion of California? Did you think that this was something that was just going to happen in New Jersey? Were you already expecting for them to go elsewhere? And don't you think it's kind of interesting that they're going to these big places first? Like, you're up in New York, in the New Yorkish area, and now you're in California, right? You're going into some of the most heavily populated areas in America. So if you wanted to stage an attack against America that would claim the most lives, of course you would go to California or New York. So I think that's interesting as well. But for now, let me know your thoughts down below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next video.